Karen continues to spiral while Zach tries to pull himself out of it, and Andi goes full force with the malpractice lawsuit. What's good, y'all? So this is Erica Vane coming to you right here on Erica Vane TV with another Sistas video. And in this one, I am breaking down the season 9, episode number 6 trailer. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button and turn on bell notifications so you don't miss out on any of my sisters' content and conversations. And this episode is titled New Normal. The synopsis for the episode reads, every loved one requires a different kind of care to truly feel that love. For some, it's a slow ride, and for others, it might be a whole ride. Either way, where there's love, there's help and family. That is one of the most convoluted synopses they have given us thus far. It has told us a bunch of nothing, but that partnered with the visuals that we got in the trailer, I'm going to tell y'all what I think it means. The trailer opens up with Andi talking to one of the partners and telling them that she did a bunch of research and she wants to bring a malpractice lawsuit against Dr. Cruz, and then hands him over a folder seemingly with all of the evidence to that. And I actually love this for Andi. I love us being in a season where we're watching her actually litigate. And yes, this is something for one of her friends, a non-felon one, but one of her friends. But this one is so important, and it also affects all of his previous victims. In the episode number 5, where she was going back through the history, that the other doctor gave her, she's seeing that one woman lost her life, another woman probably lost her baby, and yes, she's going to war on behalf of Karen and the loss of forever. However, this doctor, Dr. Cruz, has a history of doing this, so this is not only going to be justice, or at least as close as we can get to justice for Karen, but also justice for all of the other Black women or mothers, period, that this man has harmed. And we have been, or at least I have been, calling for Andi to have cases of some substance, of some meat, us actually getting to see her do some research and really getting into the process of litigating versus handing her over wins without her ever really doing any work, ever really showing up for the office, ever really being present how she needed to be present, so that we can actually register, okay, she's a decent attorney, if not a good attorney. And this feels like that's where we're about to be. I don't think this is going to be a case that she just is handed over and won easily. So I'm looking forward on going to that and going on that journey with Andi as a character, especially with that juxtaposed to her with the increased anxiety that she's facing and her kind of like leaning into work to hide from her feelings or to run from her feelings that she's also battling on a personal note. I am totally here for it. It's finally giving us something of substance when it comes to Andi Barnes, and I'm here for it. Now, when it comes to not having substance, over at the bank, after they got Rich and Penelope out the bank, we get to see Sabrina and Maurice debriefing, and she's deciding that she's going to go into a hoe phase, and that's going to be her solve for this, and it makes no sense at all. Sabrina never wanted to be a hoe, and I'm not shading any hoes out here, because again, if you a hoe, go, baby. Do what you got to do. Be the best hoe that you could possibly be. Fulfill your life's dreams. Cool. But if that's not something that you want, and you just tell yourself that you want it because it's something to damn do, it's just something to distract you, now that's when I got a problem, because this don't even line up with your damn personality, Sabrina. And it might be in Maurice's wheelhouse to have a whole face, but it's not actually in yours, because we have watched you want committed relationships. You settled for Calvin, even though y'all was unequally yoked, not sexually compatible, maybe good friends, but again, not sexually compatible. And you stuck it out with Rich, egotistical, narcissistic ass, but again, because you wanted to be in something. So in what world do you sliding up under a bunch of other dusty dicks? What is that? How is that going to actually get you what you want in reference to a grounded place of happiness in your life, when that's not something that you want? You want one dick. You want one man to be your man and to hold you down and to be loyal and to build a goddamn life with. So at what point do you sliding up under 5, 6, 7, 11 other dicks? How is that going to get you to where you want to be with the white picket fence and the 2.5 damn kids and the dog, Sabrina? That makes no sense. And I guess this is more of a criticism I'm having for where the writers are taking her, because Sabrina is also long overdue for some meat and potatoes to her storyline. Give us something really to dive into, because this is some bullshit. Even watching Sabrina say hoe phase in the damn trailer, girl, you look unbelievable. Nobody is believing that you selling right now. You don't even damn believe it. You look simple as hell. You about to do some simple stuff, and then we're gonna have to watch you for a whole nother season. Be simple. And I'm tired. Can we leave being simple to Daniella King? Only one sister gets to be simple as hell, and it ain't you. Now, over at Karen's house, child, she back out the damn room and she's going through the damn cupboards, and Aaron is talking to somebody. I think he's talking to Andi. I think Andi called to check on her, and he's telling her that she's doing some wild things and she's not acting like herself. And I want them to handle the Karen postpartum, the grief, the stress, the mental strain well. But this just tells me, like, not to say that this is out of reach or far-fetched, because it's not, but I just feel like they're not giving enough time for us to sit with these characters, enough time for the dialogue to happen, enough time for even no dialogue to happen, because so much of the postpartum storyline is told in the quiet moments. And while I can't tell this specifically from this trailer, just from what they're giving us, it feels like they're going to be rushing through this and making Karen seem just completely crazy and unvalidated in the crazy. And I just feel like that is just such a disservice to her character. So we're going to see her doing some things that are just out of sorts and weird. I would, prompt you guys to just go into it with the open mind, and specifically with a grace-filled mind, because no postpartum journey looks alike. And then when you have to saddle on additional grief from losing one of your babies and a normal postpartum, it is a lot. And again, I wish they were going to tell the story just as nuanced as possible, but I'm not. I just in what we're seeing, I'm not hopeful, but alas, I love Karen down. I want Aaron to cultivate a little bit more grace. To talk about that extensively in my episode 5 breakdown. So if you want to hear a little bit more about my thoughts around that, then go ahead and check that out. And then last but not least, in the trailer, we get to see Zach. He's at the gym, so he gets to leave the house, and he's trying to blow off a little bit of steam. We've already seen in the last episode, him fighting with his feelings, fighting with the grief, telling himself to man up and restricting himself or repressing his feelings, because that's what men are typically told to do. So he finds his way, it seems, to the gym to try to blow off some steam. And then there's an older gentleman that says that you look like you're going through some things, and I guess he's going to try to give him some advice. I hope that Zach actually reveals what's going on to him, even though this is a stranger, because he does need to talk about it. He does need to allow himself to feel how he feel and vent whenever he can possibly vent, because that's what it's going to look like in reference to getting through this deeply emotional time. And yeah, that's what I think is going to go down in the trailer. That's also what I think of the storylines thus far. Hope you guys are enjoying my coverage as I'm catching up and getting back on the ball with all of this Sistas coverage. Drop your comments and your thoughts with your predictions, your theories, what you're enjoying, all of that in the comment section down below. It's your good sis you love to talk TV with, and I'm gonna see you in my next one.